One detail has sparked a huge controversy after the Princess of Wales was seen for the first time in 6 weeks. Perhaps it's the atmosphere, or perhaps it's the excess of salmon caught locally, or perhaps it's the lack of a good flat white within hundreds of kilometres. What other reason could there be for the royal family to repeatedly commit the same dreadful blunder when they all head north and settle in Balmoral for a few weeks of board games, overdone deer meat and endless plaid boredom? Hello and a very warm welcome to British Royal Daily Updates YouTube channel. The Prince and Princess of Wales, William and Kate, and their bunch of little HRHs have reached Scotland for the yearly Windsor family fun, something we are aware of because they were snapped driving to the nearby church Crathie Kirk on Sunday. The issue is not that their holiday idea resembles a lot to a typical Tuesday of a seminary student, early morning religious services, yikes, but who accompanied them, sitting in the front seat of the car. Huge gammon and despised former UK trade envoy, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. His somewhat surprised expression, the dimness of the Highlands, a future queen offering her travel suites, I assume, to a man who has a reputation slightly worse than chlamydia. It all brought back memories of that time in 2019 when the late Queen cheerfully took Andrew to church hours after Jeffrey Epstein's demise. The Prince and Princess of Wales were repeating one of Her late Majesty's biggest errors since that time she briefly dabbled with Unitarianism and Tony Benn's works. The image of this church trip could only be more damaging for William and Kate if the pictures had shown them FaceTiming Mr. 215 pounds Donald Trump or having switched their Range Rover to run on coal. Why? Why would the Waleses consent to act like a happy family with such a diseased relative? A relative they have tried hard to dodge being publicly linked with. It was disclosed last year that William had intervened to stop Andrew from participating in the Order of the Garter ceremony in Windsor, the first such meeting of the old knightly order after the pandemic and since the Duke's downfall. According to Roberto Jobson, who wrote for the Evening Standard at that time, William was very concerned about his uncle's efforts to return to the public eye by participating in Garter Day, and he had threatened to back out. A senior source informed Jobson that the royal was determined that if York wanted to join publicly, he would leave. It was a smart decision for William to isolate himself and his wife Kate and their wholesome image from Andrew's stain. The stain of Andrew sounds like a terribly foul-smelling perfume that Fergie would try to launch. How did we go from steadfast William, who took a firm position on the harmful, jobless Duke, to him and Kate apparently happy to be snapped with the 63-year-old? The Waleses' turnaround here is baffling. The Prince and Princess and the Duke are at opposite ends of the public opinion scale. On one hand, the former are generally loved and could probably get away with running a secret, aristocratic dog-napping ring without affecting their popularity numbers much. Andrew is at the other end, a man whose name will always be linked to accusations of sexually abusing a teenager, allegations he has always rejected, and his friendship with a convicted sex offender. Unless he single-handedly brought peace to the Middle East and managed to get his ex-wife and loose cannon Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, off of Instagram, I doubt his reputation could ever really be restored. So why have we just witnessed William and Kate take the risk of being seen with his uncle, happily driving to church with him? Other family members drove separately to Crathie Kirk, with Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and Princess Anne and her husband Good Bloke Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence sharing one car, while King Charles, Queen Camilla and her reliable flask of Irish coffee, well, I hope, were driven in the sovereign's Bentley. My point is, I assume the car-sharing situation was such that if the Waleses had strongly objected to being photographed with Uncle Andrew, they could have easily avoided it. What other inference can we make from this situation except that they willingly chose to be seen with him? The timing of all this for William is, in technical terms, utterly dreadful. Just last week, he deservedly got criticised for choosing not to attend the Women's Soccer World Cup, even though A. England was in the finals, B. the Cup was hosted by two Commonwealth countries that are flirting with republicanism, and C. he is the president of the UK's Football Association. Compare that to last year, when it was reported that the Wales' office would look into the possibility of the Prince flying in to watch the Men's World Cup final in Qatar, if the English team reached the last two. The Prince of Wales has not given any official explanation for his dismal lack of doing anything resembling work during his and Kate's usual long summer vacation. Instead, Kensington Palace released a weak social media video of William and his daughter Princess Charlotte holding a soccer ball. So right when the prince is being accused, by me at least, of showing a silent disregard for women, he is photographed effectively embracing a member of the royal family who appeared on TV and somehow failed to express any compassion for sex trafficking victims. How nice! The king may have been busy offering an olive branch to Andrew, giving him the luxurious Crathie lodge on the Balmoral estate to stay in during the holiday, but that does not mean that the prince and princess have to obediently go along with it. It's not like William and Kate haven't shown a willingness to risk the king's annoyance and do what's best for Brand Wales. Who can forget the series of glossy social media videos their team produced over the coronation long weekend that somehow neglected to mention much of the actual king and queen, and which instead portrayed the whole event as a splendid showcase for the Waleses. The only faint hint of sense in all this happened on the way back from church, when Andrew was demoted to the back seat. Let's hope Kate didn't give him another travel mint either. A sweet moment from Prince William and Kate Middleton's royal wedding has gone viral on TikTok more than a decade later. The unexpected second kiss of Prince William and Kate Middleton on their wedding day is making news again 12 years later after a video resurfaced on TikTok. The couple thrilled fans when they kissed twice on the balcony of Buckingham Palace after their wedding ceremony at Westminster Abbey in 2011. The video of the newlyweds became popular after it was posted by the account Royal Fancoms, with social media users paying special attention to what William whispered to Middleton before the second kiss. In the video, William wore his red Irish Guards uniform and Middleton had on her white lace Alexander McQueen by Sarah Burton wedding dress and silk tulle lace veil. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge smiled and waved to the excited crowd below the balcony shortly after their first public kiss. William then asked his bride, "Shall we do one more kiss?" Middleton agreed with a nod and a smile, and the crowd cheered louder as they kissed again. After the kiss, Middleton giggled and blushed at the crowd's enthusiastic response while William smiled and kept waving. The adorable moment was watched by millions of fans around the world and received extensive media coverage. William's parents, King Charles III and the late Princess Diana, were the first royal couple to kiss on the famous balcony after their wedding in July 1981. The unprecedented gesture reportedly defied royal protocol but started a new tradition, which has been followed in the subsequent years. Charles' younger brother Prince Andrew kissed his bride Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, on the balcony after their wedding in July 1986. William's younger brother Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle did not kiss on the balcony after their wedding in May 2018, but they shared a kiss on the steps of St. George's Chapel right after their vows at Windsor Castle. William and Kate used to keep their PDA to a minimum, but they have openly shown several affectionate moments over the past year. In July, they hugged and kissed each other on the cheek at the Royal Charity Polo Day. William, who played in the charity polo match, was also seen with his arm around his wife's back. Middleton also displayed a more playful side in February when she gave Prince William a quick pat on his behind as they walked the red carpet at the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, BAFTA, Awards. In July, the princess gave her husband another love tap while attending Charles and Queen Camilla's Scottish coronation celebration. Royal expert Micah Meyer previously told People magazine that there are no specific etiquette rules for the Duke and Duchess regarding PDA.